Welcome to Underground Crypto. Here we are with another deep dive. Today we are going over Berachain, and we got a good show for you guys today. Hit that like, share, subscribe button if you're watching this later on. Give a moment for a few people to hop in here. Go ahead and make it so you can see what I see. All right, stream says excellent connection. Boy, I hate having problems with the streaming. So right off the bat, let's talk about it. Market cap of all crypto fell under 4 trillion, and now it's creeping back up, 3.9 trillion, right? Bitcoin is at 114,200, so that's good. That's higher than it was yesterday. Same with Ethereum. Yesterday it was at 4,200. Today it is $4,333. XRP recovering as well. So I'm liking the recovery in the market here, right? $2.95 for XRP. BNB $869. Solana $187. And what's Dogecoin at? 22. Tron's at 35 cents if you care. Where's Chainlink? Chainlink at $26 and Cardano at 88. So that pretty much covers what's going on today. A little bit of a recovery. What's trending though? What is trending in the market? Welcome to Underground Crypto Deep Dive Show. Sapien. And I saw that Sapien today was available on Coinbase. So that makes sense why it's trending. It's up 50% off of its Coinbase listing is what it seems like. Still number 747 by market cap. And $55.3 million in its market cap. Max log. Let's see how long this thing's been around. Oh, not very long. August 20th, 2025. So we'll pull it on, like, say, the month chart. All the charts look exactly the same except for the 24-hour. All right, well, what is Sapien? That's what we really want to know. I see a base blockchain contract address, so that's the ecosystem, and I don't see any other places where it is listed, like Ethereum or anything like that. It says powering AI with human data. So let's scroll down, see if we can find the niche. Obviously, it has AI in it, so AI is a part of its niche or its category. Different by design, high-quality vertically specialized training data and enterprise scale, chain of thought reasoning, human level judgment and nuanced decision making captured through verified experts across complex domains. That is a very bold claim for sure, that it would have human level judgment. Some humans, I guess, don't have the best judgment, so maybe that's what they're referring to. Precision labeled data for anonymous systems, robotics, sensor fusion, all the things that AI would power. I'm not going to bore you to death with this. It's an AI project providing data. That's what Sapien is. And it hasn't been around very long. And it has a pretty small market cap for something in AI that would do well. I would expect it to maybe have a bigger market cap in the future, not financial advice. Next, we got OKB. Feel like I've seen OKB a lot, but I'm not 100% sure what it is. See what the little warning. Official OKX announcement. A one-time OKB burn transaction is scheduled for August 25th. So this has something to do with the OKX ecosystem, I would imagine. I'm not sure what OKB is, but it is $170 already. So that's kind of wild. It only has 300 million in its max supply. And it has 21 million in its circulating supply, so just as many as Bitcoin will in all-time max supply. $3.5 billion in its market cap. Is that for real? When did this thing come out? Let's go to max, see as far back as they track it. Okay, so 2018. This thing has had some time to accumulate, and this is OKB, if you were wondering what we're going over. So it's Ethereum. It is on the OKT chain and Sora chain. Those seem like interesting things to deep dive as well. Anybody here, hit that like, share, subscribe button. Drop a comment and I'll go over something for you. We are a small upcoming channel, and I got time to do that. It might not always be that way. So it says, the new money chain makes everything on-chain. X-Layer is the EVM Layer 2 that empowers builders for global, versatile on-chain economy. Start building. You just click right there, right? If you know what you're doing. OKB X Layer Cornerstone. OKB X Layer's native gas token. So this is, I guess, the native gas token. I thought it had something to do with, say, OKX, but maybe it doesn't. Oh, okay. X Layer's native coin. Just trying to figure this out. It's the key to the blockchain's operating in governance. So it's also responsible for governance on the platform. We have Experience X Layer, Bridge, Testnet, Explore. So they have a bridge, which is good. Join millions building Web3. X Layer is here to connect you to broad on-chain community. You can enjoy minimalist costs, fast speeds, and active participation from your fellow builders. All right, enough of that, because this is supposed to be the Berachain deep dive. We're just giving a moment for people to come in, and we want to keep a pulse on what is going on in crypto. So we like to come see what is trending. Aerodrome, Pudgy Penguins, we've gone over those many times. Chainlink, you should know what that is. Here's Bio Protocol. And I want to bring that up and go over it later because it came across my radar. So we'll open that in a new tab and we will put it to the back. So right off the bat, you're probably wondering, what is Berachain, right? So let's hop in there. Of course, I got some notes pulled up. Normally, I would probably pull a cutscene, but that's all right. What is Berachain? So Berachain is an EVM-identical, so it's like a copy of Layer-1 blockchain. Layer-1s historically have done really well, some of the best performing assets, just putting that out there, not financial advice, meaning it fully mirrors Ethereum virtual machine, allowing Ethereum smart contracts and tooling to run seamless without modification. So it seems to me like, because it's a copy of Ethereum's blockchain and the coding and everything lines up, people can pretty much just port over projects and stuff like that from Ethereum. If you're already on Ethereum, you're already building on Ethereum, stuff like that, you could just go ahead and pull something over, right? And be a part of BERA blockchain. So it's a layer one. And what sets it apart? So this is the one distinctive thing about BERA that is really interesting. It is a proof of liquidity. So Ethereum is proof of stake. It was, at one point, just like Bitcoin, it was proof of work, and then they moved to proof of stake. Well, they've decided that proof of liquidity might be even better. Is it? I don't know. So instead of locking up tokens as proof of stake, validators must provide liquidity typically into DeFi protocols to secure the network, right? This approach keeps capital active, benefiting from DeFi ecosystem directly, benefiting the DeFi ecosystem. So basically, when you were staking, you were just locking up those tokens and you weren't moving it around in the ecosystem. With proof of liquidity, you are locking it, or you are providing it into DeFi protocols, and it also secures the network, but it's keeping that money flowing around the ecosystem so it doesn't get stale. So they have a tri-token economic model. We are talking about Berachain. If you are just coming in, Berachain is a new up-and-coming layer one. Berachain ecosystem operates with 3 distinct tokens, each serving a dedicated role, right? So BERA, the main native token, is used for gas, fees, and staking and things like that. Then you have BGT, which is a non-transferable governance token. Governance, very important in a project, overlooked most of the time, but not something you would necessarily buy, I don't think, to make a bunch of money off of it, right? It's for voting rights within an ecosystem. Earned by providing liquidity, used for voting and shaping the network. Honey, of course, is its stablecoin, the native stablecoin, pegged roughly to USD for lending, trading, collateralizing within the ecosystem. The separation helps keep the fees low and liquidity flowing. Obviously, one of the major things that needed to be tackled with Ethereum still needs to be tackled with Ethereum. Most people would agree. And so maybe they've found a way to do that by separating and having a 3-token system. So you have the Beacon Kit framework. The backbone of Berachain's modular architecture is Beacon Kit, enabling easy adoption of Ethereum upgrades and flexible consensus. So even though they are kind of a copy of Ethereum, you still kind of need to be able, I guess, to roll with all the upgrades that Ethereum does. So we got some things there. We'll probably skip that because it's probably not worth going over. So you have a BEX, which is like a DEX, or a decentralized exchange. Well, they have their own, and they just threw a B in front of it because it's Berachain, right? Enabling swaps liquidity, provising and qualifies as pull or reward vault. Then you have Bend, which is a lending protocol that incorporates Honey and also serves as a reward vault. And then you have Burp, which is for perpetual futures with leverage, so decentralized trading platform basically. And other developments include NFT, liquidity staking infrastructure, and cross-chain bridges. All cool stuff. I will maybe come back to this in a minute. But for now, we are going to actually begin to jump into the ecosystem here. And right off the bat, these are all put in by market cap, right? So you're going to have a lot of stable coins and stuff at the top of that. Right away, Pendle looks like the first big project. And I would say Pendle is, definitely on many different networks. If we go here, you can see all the different networks it's on: Arbitrum, Base, BNB, all kinds of things, Sonic, Optimism, Hyperliquid. So it's in a lot of places, Pendle is, and that's probably going to keep Pendle alive and vibrant because it is interoperable or in many different blockchains ecosystems. And of course, Pendle is huge, $912 million in its market cap. I remember making a pre-recorded video about this a long time ago. Looks like a big head and shoulder forming though. We'll see if we see that on any other tokens. And that's pretty much it. I will hop to their website for like a second. It is in the financial ecosystem, so you do with that what you will. A lot of money a lot of times does pour into the financial ecosystem, but it doesn't get retail really excited, or it tends to not get retail really excited. All right, hedging yields, liberating yield, stuff you probably don't care about unless you got a little bit of dough. Boris V2, and it is a liquidity provider. But what is the niche? What is the category? Boris is something that I don't remember them having the last time I looked at it. Trade any yield, even off-chain rates, with powerful leverage and unprecedented capital efficiency. So they are providing APY basically for your money that you put into their ecosystem, as many financial projects do, right? So the first real project that I would say is on here is Olympus. Oh, it looks like we are still lagging. What is up with that? Let's check it out. It says excellent connection. What can we do? Looks like it's shaped up a little better. Let me check my audio. I didn't check my audio last time. All right, so after that little break there. So $22.60, Olympus, ticker OHM. You can see that it came out not too long ago. Oh, actually a while ago. So March 23rd, 2021. So this project is on Ethereum, and they have ported over into Berachain because Berachain hasn't been out that long. So let's go to like a 7-day chart. Look at that. Interesting price action there. Yeah, very interesting price action. So $369.9 million in its market cap. 21 basically million max supply, and looks like 16.3 million in circulating supply. Let's go check it out. Now it does have a finance website, so we know it's finance. OHM is smart money. The Olympus protocol is a decentralized financial system that supports OHM, a treasury-backed token on the Ethereum network. And you're going to see a lot of ties to Ethereum in almost everything because this is very much like a copy of Ethereum. So we have reliable liquidity. Olympus pioneered protocol-owned liquidity and continues to lead the industry today. OHM can be bought, sold, or borrowed against even during turbulent market conditions. Accessible backing, so you can get what's called a cooler loan, enabling taking loans against liquid reserves, backing OHM, hold OHM, and unlock unmatched financial flexibility. Wasn't really a tongue twister, but it felt like it. Predictable monetary policies, governance is on-chain, how to participate, provide some liquidity, and then borrow against that liquidity that you put in. So if I had some money, I could put it in, and then I could borrow against it, but leave my money in. You know, you could borrow up to 95%. So for people with some change, some moolah, this could be a great option. And I'm sure that, again, they are on multiple chains. They're even on Arbitrum and Base as well as BERA. A lot of projects, again, can just port over to BERA. It's kind of one of its strengths. So then we have the Berachain coin, or BERA, itself. So in the month, looks like it's down 3.4%. That's not, too depressing. In the last 7 days, it's up 10.2%. It's pretty good. $259.8 million in its market cap. Not too shabby, but you got to remember, Ethereum has something like $500 billion in its market cap. So keep that in mind. It's got a long way to go, but so do most projects. So we got their Twitter. We'll go check that out. They didn't see a website. I swear that they used to have a website. There's got to be a website out there somewhere here. Yeah, Berachain.com. Not sure why they don't have that. Usually CoinGecko is so good about that kind of thing. So their website certainly does remind me. Not sure why it started me on the bottom. Oh, because it's up only. All right. This is very meme-ish. It kind of reminds me of a meme coin, to be honest with you. And so up only. So we got to scroll up. Berachain. Love the artwork in EVM-identical Layer-1, aligning security and liquidity powered by Proof-of-Liquidity. We already did mention that. Proof-of-Liquidity creates a cooperative economy that rewards working capital by aligning incentives across the network. I think the key there being having capital to supply. They really need your capital. They got some kind of airbender art going on here, backed by these people. Polychain Capital is one of them. I know that Samsung even, Samsung Next had even invested in it. So that definitely makes me think that there's some legitimacy to this project, right? Core principles: defragmenting liquidity, turbocharging applications, and high accessible. So simplified DeFi, Legos, AMM, or automated market makers, perpetual and lend, and pools built into the chain powered by validators. So turbocharging applications. Validators direct network emissions towards decentralized dApps building on Berachain. Highly accessible EVM-identical blockchain compatible with all existing Ethereum ERC and upcodes. So they are compatible with Ethereum. Basically, is the takeaway from that. The BERA project ecosystem. So they have a list here. It'd be nice if they had the names next to them, honestly, because I don't think many people recognize many cryptocurrencies just off of, the logo. Like, what's this logo? Looks like Crypto Face. Shout out to Crypto Face. He's an awesome person. Not that I know him personally, but I've been watching him for a while. BERA Hub, Honey. I have a good friend who knows him personally. Says he's awesome. So let's see. Beacon Kit is high performance, EVM-identical blockchain SDK, enabling the development of modular L1 blockchains. Stuff might be a little bit techie for you, but you got to remember that an L1 chain of any kind, ecosystem, however you want to call it, project, is going to be touting what they can do, right? And what they've done different than other projects that are Layer 1 specifically. So Layer 1 is very much the foundation that everybody else builds on. Think Bitcoin, think Ethereum, if you're not really sure what that means. So want to join us, you might have a career, you can go to their Twitter page, which we already have pulled up. So that's the extent of their website. Let's see what they got going on. What's up with the pin post? So on the 21st day, they said, let there be poll V2. And there was poll V2. So we got a little video to go along with it. You can stake, all of that fun stuff. Is there a website associated with this? I'm sure there's got to be. Not seeing it, though. So Bulla on-chain limit order book is live. So this looks like maybe they're getting listed somewhere else. Last week in Berachain, the honey was flowing, which is their stablecoin. Berachain topped the list for net inflows and on Stargate and reached over 100 million USD TO, if you really want to be specific, issued this and way more in the weekly recap. So there's a lot of liquidity, it looks like, flooding into Berachain. I think Berachain is one to watch. Its ability to work so well with people who already know how to code with Ethereum, and that's where most of the coders are in DeFi, Web3, whatever you want to call it. I think, honestly, that this is a great idea. Now, how much they're going to be able to capture, like, market share, you know, why would you want to be on Berachain if you could just be on Ethereum? Well, if they solve the transaction fee, oh man, they could certainly take a ton of share away from Ethereum. And again, remember, Ethereum, last I looked, was like a $500 billion market cap product, the second biggest in all of crypto. So they only have 295 million. So it could grow substantially if it can, of course, prove that it's secure. Its mainnet hasn't been out very long. So that tells me that they kind of have to go through that period of time where they can prove if they are secure. Like Ethereum has proved that it is secure. All right, we'll exit out of the things we don't need. And then we come into some other facts here. I wanted to break them up for you guys. So it says why it matters. Seamless Ethereum integration. We've talked a lot about that. Enhanced liquidity. Poll ensures liquidity stays active, benefiting traders and the ecosystem. This is their big takeaway, just to say it again, from Ethereum, is that they're not locking up liquidity and letting it get stale. They have a system where it's going to be moved around. Poll, proof of liquidity. So lower fee and better capital efficiency using the tri-token structure. Flexible and future proof. Beacon Kit enables quick updates and scalability without disruptive upgrades. So when Ethereum upgrades, they're going to be able to upgrade themselves. And robust backing. I think they got 142 million in their original, seed rounds or whatever. However they did it. I don't know exactly how they did it, but they got some liquidity, that is for sure. 142 million, not too shabby for a project to get running. So with proven funding and growing infrastructure, Berachain is positioning itself to be a serious DeFi contender. I think that you could be early on this one at this point in time. And they do kind of regurgitate here quite a few things. Let's see, like integrating into MetaMask. So yeah, I'm sure they probably already can integrate into MetaMask. It's pretty cool. So we have this Resolve RLP. Let's check out what that is. See how many people we have on stream. Just a few. It is a Thursday night. I don't know what everybody's doing, but a lot of people aren't deep diving crypto. So let's see. Resolve RLP. What is it before we even get into any tokenomics or anything like that? Website already looks techie to me. The True Delta Neutral Stablecoin. All right, that works. So they have a different spin on stablecoin. Let's see how many different platforms they're on. Quite a few. Some I don't even recognize. Like, what is TAC? Do you know what the TAC ecosystem is? I have no idea. So what's this? Selenium? I want to say Selenium, but I don't think that's what it's supposed to be. But it's on a few other Binance Smart Chain, Base, Hyperliquid. So they're on a few other things as a stablecoin. How many stablecoins do we need? I think that's kind of the question sometimes. I swear there are so many stablecoins that I think that regulation on stablecoins is coming. So USR was born from the idea of a stablecoin dependent from real-world asset risk with yield power by crypto money markets. Could be a great idea. Could be a terrible idea because, I mean, real-world asset risks, things can change and that can really hurt your stablecoin. And if my money is back to it, I don't want it to fluctuate, right? Real world is an old world. By using capital native backing, we are able to unlock transparency, instant liquidity, composability. Crypto has alpha. Crypto has native sources of yield, which can provide better returns than real world assets. Okay, so I think the idea is it's going to go up in value. I mean, I'm okay with my stable coin going up in value. I'm not okay with it going down in value. So there's that. And what goes up comes down. So Do with that information as you will. Very interesting. Obviously interoperable, meaning it is across many different blockchains. I would go to their Twitter, but their Twitter is probably not all that exciting. It's a stablecoin. Necessary, but not super, exciting. Next, we have this infrared BERA, or iBERA, and it's at $2.45. It's got $193.9 million in its market cap. So for a token that is, I don't know how you want to say it, very new, also has an ecosystem, is a layer 1. This being in here with this big of a market cap, pretty cool. Of course, again, it's in the finance. It has a .finance website. So it's proof of liquidity in one click. Kind of go in there with the whole proof of liquidity idea. Built on Berachain. Yep, we knew that. Says 560.2 in TVL, or that's 560 million in TVL. If you're here, hit that like, share, subscribe, and drop a comment. Good evening. So you have pole vaults. So this is the infrared ecosystem. So you have pole vaults, IBGT, and they just threw an I in front of a lot of these because it's infrared, right? And so you have IBGT is infrared's liquid version of Berachain governance token BGT, and it helps maximize proof of liquidity or pole rewards. iBERA is an infrared liquid staking solution that makes staking BERA tokens accessible to everyone. Infrared is key. The protocol aims to maximize value capture by providing easy-to-use liquid solutions for BGT and BERA, node infrastructure, and pole vaults. Through building solutions around pole, infrared dedicated to enhancing the user's experience and driving the growth of the Berachain ecosystem. Then we have some very, commonly asked questions. I think that they pretty much answered most of those questions, so we won't spend too much time on it. We don't really want to deposit, right? Should have switched it to night mode. Would have gone better with this white shirt. All right, so let's go back. Let's see what else we have, because that looks like a big player in it, but it is also a financial niche kind of thing, and so maybe not the most exciting thing to invest in. Although a lot of times they get a lot of capital. That's not financial advice, but my opinion. So we got Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic, 10 Inu. This is over on ETH. It is ported over to Berachain. I will cover it briefly. I am not the biggest fan personally of these kind of meme coins. I think there are much better if you're into meme coins. But it has $86.4 million in its market cap, and I would summarize that is probably because it's been around since May 14th, 2023. So it's had some time, and I don't think back in 2023 we had quite as many meme coins as we do today, or that people could make meme coins as easily as they do today. Oh yeah, I remember looking at this before. So, I mean, honestly, their website's horrible. I'm just going to say it. I mean, I usually refrain from saying bad things about projects' websites, especially if they're new, right? But their website is god-awful. It looks like I made it, but I'd probably make a better website. I don't know why I'm insulting myself right there. So we got some more USD. Let's see, another finance project. So with a new ecosystem, you're going to see a lot of finance stuff. Do I like Cookie DAO? Yes, I have pre-recorded videos about Cookie DAO. Covered them a lot while it was really hot. Cookie DAO is AI agents. I'm sure you know that, Water Buffalo. Appreciate you being here. Hit that subscribe and join us every day, 8:30, for more deep dives. But we've gone over Cookie quite a few times. I think the AI agent narrative isn't done. I think it's coming back, but it's going to take a little bit of time, right? And there's a lot of other places trying to pull, because that AI agent narrative was really big on Solana and stuff. I think other chains are trying to pull their own, hype around AI agents. But I don't think they're going anywhere. I hope that answers your question if I like it. I wish I owned some. I'm always transparent about what I own and don't own. I don't really own any Cookie, and that makes me sad. But you can't own everything. It's a real problem. So $49.1 million in the market cap of P-Pods Finance. So let's see. It's on Ethereum. Where else is it? Base Arbitrum Mode. Haven't seen that one very often, but I do know what it is. Sonic, Berachain. And it just shows you we have a lot more ecosystems to get into that are small and niched, but could have some real gems in them if the ecosystem is moving forward and providing value. The smaller, or I just say the coins that are built around its infrastructure, a lot of times do good. And that's my personal opinion. A lot of times projects that provide liquidity access for other applications or projects, they tend to do really well. So this website, better than the last one we looked at, but these pools always have the craziest names. P long P, PPs, you know, I'm sure they're playing on that a little bit. We got PHOHM, a lot of them. We got P Pepe coin. They're going to be pairs between two different things. One of it's P, I think, is the token, and the other one is in whatever it is, like Pepe or Brain. And so this is not going to be super interesting to you, most likely, unless, of course, you have some money that you want to lock up in these things. And there are so many farms and so many lending protocols and stuff that you would have to really believe in some of these projects and know what they are. Because why wouldn't you just go lock your money up on Coinbase for 4%? This one has a negative 3%. I don't know who is locking their money up at a negative 3% rate. That's literally losing money. But they do have a bridge. Bridges are, this whole project actually is in beta. I should mention that before saying, you know, anything too harsh about them. They are in beta, which means they're building. And they have a bridge. Bridges are super important. If you have ever had money on, say, Ethereum, and you wanted to go to a different blockchain, like, say, Binance Smart Chain, which is one of the hardest ones if you're in America to get a hold of or get your money over to, bridges and things are imperative. They're a must-have in the ecosystem. A lot of these deep dives, I certainly want to talk about ecosystems and how they work and how they move so that you can get a better understanding of the way that the ecosystems move money around and how other projects get money and stuff, so you can make better financial moves. But never financial advice, because they're all my opinion. So we have Honey. We don't really need to go over Honey. Honey is the native stablecoin, although there are so many stablecoins here. Honey is the native one. So then we have this infrared BGT. We already went over infrared as a protocol, so that's going to take us to the same place. We basically already went over that. We got this Bedrock, and now we're really getting into the projects that have a much lower market cap. Could mean a great return. It could mean they're never going to do anything. That's the truth of the matter. So this Bedrock is interoperable. It's on Berachain, but it's also on Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum and Base. So we're kind of, you know, deep diving many other things as well as the BERA ecosystem. 10.5 billion in its market cap. And let's go to its website and figure out why, you know, we should care about this project or why anybody else would. Introducing the Bedrock DAO. So Bedrock, think foundational, right? We keep coming back to that. Made for you, governed by you, and rewards go to you. Made up of BR or VBR, which is usually the governance token. You can join the DAO now and earn. So claim BR tokens. I don't know if they had an airdrop. I certainly wouldn't be going and clicking everywhere on all these websites that say claim something unless you have several burner MetaMask wallets, right? Make one, try to claim some things, and then delete it. Forget it exists. Never log into it. Transfer everything that you have, that's my opinion, into a wallet that you actually feel safe with. I don't know if they have stuff that follows you. You know, if you get a bad thing in your wallet and you transfer it to another wallet, can they drain that wallet? I don't know. Stay safe out there, though. Governance, stake BR, drive innovation, and earn. We are deep diving the Berachain ecosystem, which is a layer 1 that is like a copy of Ethereum, but they've changed the proof of staking to proof of liquidity to make it even better and have smaller fees. And we found this Bedrock token. If you're just coming in, hit that like, share, subscribe button. We go live Monday through Friday and any other day that I can at 8:30, by the way, New York time. All right, so let's back out of that and look at some other projects. So we have this hold station. Let's take a look at that. It's at $1.30, so I don't think it's a stable coin. It's got $10.2 million in its project. I wanted to say billion so bad, but it's millions. With 30, looks like, yeah. 30 million in max supply, 7.9 in its circulating supply. How long has it been around, you might be asking? Since November 29, 2023. Of course, that is when CoinGecko started tracking them. And let's see what other chains are on. Just Berachain. So this looks like a Berachain native token. It's kind of like what we want to see when we're deep diving ecosystems. But because of the connection to Ethereum, you are going to see so many of these tokens ported over from Ethereum. So Hold Station AI for community Web3 for billions. Why do I feel like that didn't make any sense? Hold Station AI for the community. Web3 for billions. I don't know. It made a little bit more sense, but not a ton. Designed by the people, for the people. Experience the product, shaped by your needs. Website looks pretty cool. One of the perks of my job here doing this is I go over a lot of websites. So I appreciate when there's really some effort put into a website. This isn't like a huge thing, but it's effort, and some of them have none. Like that Obama Harry Potter coin. Yeah, the website was terrible. DeFi products with AI integration for ZE BERAs. AI agent launchpad for BERAs. Build by the ZE BERA for ZE BERAs. I don't know what this whole ZE BERA thing is. So liquidity-centric DeFi ecosystem, BERA-friendly interface. They are really on the BERA. That's why it is a BERA native token. The first platform to trade, create, co-own AI agents on BERA, incubated by Hold Station. Now, somebody asked me if I like Cookie DAO. I don't know if you're still here, Water Buffalo. I'd really appreciate you put something in the comment, because you were asking about Cookie DAO, and this is kind of the same thing, but on Berachain, right? Doesn't look as built up, but it is touting AI agents on Berachain. Do you wish you could have bought Cookie DAO when nobody knew about it? That's where the risk and the reward comes into play. A fast, secured, and efficient platform for decentralized fundraising on Berachain. So BERA Starter. It's a launch pad. I like that. So AI agent, or AgentFi, kind of like AgentFi. I haven't heard a lot of people coin those terms. You know, terms get thrown around and then they stick, and then people continue to use them. For example, I'm pretty sure Web3 was coined by Polkadot, of all places. Not a great ecosystem, in my opinion. Maybe you love Polkadot. Smart wallet for the community, leveraging AI technology, streamlining DeFi interactions for everyday users. So here's a wallet. Of course, more foundational stuff. Got to have a wallet. The liquidity engine of ZK Sync, or Zero Knowledge Synchronization. Advanced AMM, automated market maker. Decentralized exchange and aggregators for Hold Station expanding ecosystem. Kind of nerdy, kind of financial, but very necessary for the ecosystem. A perpetual DEX on ZK Sync, designed for up to 500x leverage trades with a centralized exchange, CEX, like experience. Those terms and definitions are really important in the crypto world to bring up your crypto IQ. And every time we start talking about them, the viewership starts dropping off. But it is what it is. You know, we are very much trying to build up the IQ of people in crypto and bring people into crypto, of course. Hold Station mini dApps on World Chain, and we've gone over a lot of things here. I think you get the point of it. We're listed on prestigious centralized exchanges like KuCoin, sure, and Mexi Global, my favorite, not sponsored, but my favorite place to get just about any coin you're into, right? What I really wanted to say is that a lot of people don't know that a lot of these, you call them currencies, cryptocurrency, right? A lot of people talk about, oh, you hear about cryptocurrencies or whatever. They have no idea that they're not all about money. I think a better way to look at them is probably something like a starter company on, say, the stock world kind of thing. So Nectar is another one here, just at 0.99 cents. I think this might be a stable coin. Let's go to their website, find out. Yep, instant liquidity, infinite opportunities. This thing has got to be a stable coin. Deposit, borrow, and mint Nect. Nectar still falls right into that narrative, I think, of honey and bears and, this whole theme that's going on here. Yep, pollen, nectar. I mean, that's just how you wrap in well-brand projects and things like that. Need a good theme for that. So I'm going to say that's a stable coin and move on. So we have Layer. What is Layer? So Layer only has $4.6 million in its market cap. It is on one other chain, and I'm not exactly sure what that is. And I should know it because I recognize it, but I'm not sure. It has a .fi, so probably finance. Yep, Layer Finance. Layer Finance. That sounds super memorable. I feel like I've heard about this project many times before. So it says restake, and I keep hearing this narrative about restaking where basically you can take something, stake it, they're going to give you some kind of coin as, you know, proof that you are staked. A lot of times it is a merger coin or a pool coin, and then you could take that and restake it somewhere else. How many times are they going to let you stake your same 100 grand? I don't know, but it's a narrative I keep seeing. I just don't know how long we can let that go on because the money just keeps getting copied and copied. Is it even real? And with that, you got to ask yourself about the way money actually works. None of it's really real anyways. So that's how that goes. If you're here, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We are going over the Berachain ecosystem. We are getting down into the projects that have smaller market caps. Sometimes that's just where you find a gem, not financial advice. So $2.6 million in this one. I remember going to this one's website. It does have an infinite max supply, so that makes the circulating supply pretty much irrelevant. And I always say this, the amount of money that's in a project, like if it's $2.70 or 0.00008, doesn't really matter. It's just the market cap divided by the circulating supply. But with an infinite max supply, the circulating supply becomes somewhat irrelevant. All right, rant over. Going to the website. This is Baker DAO. Auto leverage backed by real liquidity. Love the artwork. Love that they have kind of a narrative to go around everything. And I think bread could go well, I guess, with honey and nectar and all that kind of stuff. Seems a little bit off pulse, right? Max bread gains, zero thinking. So you got BERA for bread to start earning yield, borrow BERA using bread as collateral with 99% LTV, and farm bread OHM, which was a token we went over earlier on Kodiak to earn BERA, XKDK, Yeet, and OHM. Not exactly sure what XKDK is. New bread bakes in the bakery. So sneak peek at the upcoming products designed to make your bread rise. I like that. I like the whole bread rising thing, right? Because you want to get your bread to rise. You want to get your bread up. Claim BGT earned through whitelisted vaults. So it seems like this project is very much just coming up off the ground. And who knows? That could be a good thing for somebody who was speculating. But you could say that about a lot of things, honestly. So not everything is going to make it. Not every person who built one of these projects really plans on doing anything. So what's the pin post got? Pin post has 48, might be 49,000, but only 277 actual likes. But they have 20,000 followers. It's pretty good. We look at a lot of projects. With that little bit of market cap, I am surprised by how many followers they have over on X. Shout out to the guy who asked me if I like Cookie DAO, and then I have no idea if you stuck around to even hear my answer. I'm glad that you stopped through, though. As a new upcoming channel, I'm glad for anybody who stops through. I thought I was going to talk to absolutely nobody for months. So far, it's been pretty great. So let's get out of this. Their Twitter didn't seem to have anything all that exciting. There is a farm. Let's go to their farm. So here's this Kodiak Finance. So this is where bread/ohm, the pool of two assets, are together. Not a lot of information here, though. I'm not familiar with this Kodiak. I wonder if it's on, it says Berachain. Okay. Oh, Kodiak BERA. Okay. All right. Now I'm getting it. So this looks like another project all by itself that we might come across in the ecosystem. Although some of these projects are really small, personally, I like when we get into the small nitty gritty because that's where the gems lie, you know. It's hard to 100x something that everybody knows about, and it's already on Coinbase. So we have Ooga Booga. All right. Talk about low. So $2 million in its market cap. It is a Berachain native looking coin because I don't see it anywhere else there. So is this some gaming? Is this some meme? Does anybody know? Unique users, 51,500 users. If that's true, that's pretty good for only having $2 million in its market cap. And I'm trying to scroll down. It's not doing nothing. It wants to play some music. I don't think I'm going to let it. What do we got going on here? It's like they want you to click stuff, but they're not telling you what it is. Let's see if I can zoom out a little bit. Nope, that's like zooming in. Help. All right, this website is strange. I guess we'll just click on it. The heck does it do? It's going to take us somewhere. All right, so this looks like an exchange, or this is a swap specifically, and it's got an explorer. Very interesting. If you need it, it would be great. If you don't, oh, I see now. Hyperliquid. I should have picked up on that. So this is for Hyperliquid, and this is for Berachain. This looks like some kind of bridge of some sort. All right. That is cool. It does have some other websites attached to it. We could probably spend a long time on that. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. So here's Yeet. Yeet was referred to on that bread website, so I kind of want to know what it is. $1.8 million in its market cap. If there's anything you guys want me to go over, feel free to drop it in the comments. Berachain native token, it looks like. Kind of what I expected, since it had something to do with bread. Your favorite game on Berachain bonds. So I guess they're doing gaming and bonds. Vault. Did I read that wrong? It seems very financial. NFT. So they're just doing everything. The BGT auction looks like Boints, which is weird. It just feels weird to say that. Yeet bonds. Vault. And a Yeetard NFTs. That's pretty funny, actually. So it says Game Volume 2 on Dune. All right. I feel like that just got way too techie, way too fast. Quick, let's go back before everybody jumps off the stream. So we got a home game, Play the Bonzel. But you got to connect a wallet to do it. Huh. What are they earning? Are they earning BGT? All right, this makes me slightly wonder what this is. I don't have Berachain set up on my MetaMask yet. Otherwise, I would kind of love to actually do that. I'm going to throw this one up, actually. Just leave it. I'll duplicate it. Throw that towards the back. Come back to that. If I can earn some BGT, I might want to do that. If I remember, that is the governance token, though. So we have Pollen. I saw Pollen was mentioned on one of the websites. Not sure what it is. Has $1 million in its market cap. Again, with the BERA borrow or finance type stuff. Lots of that in the ecosystem. Instant liquidity, infinite opportunities. All of these things have to come first, honestly, before you're going to have like a lot. Oh, regional is blocked. That sucks. But before you're going to have a lot of people maybe like come through and build projects, kind of have to have the liquidity thing solved. You have to have people with the ability to build. And sometimes that just takes money. What else do they got for us here? So where were we? We were all the way down into Yeet, Pollen, Mead. All right, all right. With a $574,000 market cap. So now we are getting really tiny, but we are thoroughly deep diving this ecosystem, right? Has an infinite supply, but I really just, at this point with a project this small, I really just want to know what it is. What does it do, and why should I care? Why would other people care about it enough to speculate on it? So I did notice right away that it didn't look like they had a website. Also, I thought I was looking at Mead, and when I go to their Twitter, it says Roots. That doesn't sit well with me. Maybe you know what this is. I certainly don't. But I'm done. Yeah, if I go to your website and you have something different than the coin that I clicked on, drastically different, like Mead to Roots, then I'm done with it. So we have the BERA token, which is a governance token. Not sure what it's for. Honey Fun AI, AI BERA. That one catches my eye a little bit, although it's tiny. It's got 49.6 million or 50 million or 1,000. Sorry. If it was 50 million, it'd be way up there. We're talking $50,000 in market cap. AI agents a lot of times start like this. So is this going to be something that is worth looking at? So far, I like the artwork. Just like Virtuals did on Base, we will dominate AI agent launches on Berachain. Powered by AI BERA token, AI BERA burn. AI BERA token is hyper sound money. 100% protocol fees are converted into buybacks and burn. So 100% of the protocol fees go to buyback and burn. That's music to my ears already. AI BERA is required to launch AI agents on honey.fun. Every AI agent token created on the platform will be traded in pairs with AI BERA. With each new agent, more AI BERA will be locked in liquidity. This way, AI BERA will effectively become an EFT for agents on Berachain. Got some partners here. See if anybody we've heard of. We already looked at this Kodiak. Berachain. I don't remember it having that, so that might be a different one. Well, this is very interesting. It gets me slightly excited. We will launch their app just because, Cookie did so well. We looked at another project that kind of falls into that Cookie category. Trash project, bro. Okay, and it could be. This is us deep diving and researching. I just came across this coin, so I'm certainly not telling anybody that this is great. Why do you say that, Mike? Do you really know anything about this project? Or I should say, how do you know about this project? That's really what I mean. But I'm glad you're watching. I'm glad you're here. I'd really love it if you throw some more comments in there, and so I could know kind of why you say that. I could imagine that it's probably not a great project. It only has $50,000 in its market cap, right? Just wanted to see if they had any AI agents, really. None of this looks all that exciting. Looks pretty typical. And at that point, when we come to these super small projects, you know that you're at the bottom of the ecosystem, most likely. So that's AI BERA. Kind of want to go back to the one that was about, I think I went back too far. The one that's all about AI agents. There was a bigger project, though. Which one was that? Wasn't Mead. Was it Yeet? Let's go to Yeet's website. I just want to jog my memory real quick. Mike, are you still in here? The thing is, you're a little bit behind, so I'm not even sure which project you said was trash. No, Yeet was something totally different. All right, so it wasn't Yeet. Trying to find this other project that was related to AI agents that I originally stopped and was talking to Water Buffalo. Not sure if you're still here. And it had to do with AI agents. It's not this one. I'll double check just because I don't want to have to come back to it. Appreciate everybody being here. We are just doing these live streams for about 2 weeks now, so we are definitely trying to make the show better and better every day. Okay, yeah, it wasn't this. I was right. It was not that. Man, which project was it? Anybody know? Anybody been watching? They can tell me which project it was. Had to do with AI agents. 0. Maybe it was higher up. I know it wasn't bread. All right, well, I don't want to waste too much time on that. One other project that I did have pulled up, totally unrelated, is this bio protocol. Came across my radar the other day. $290.4 million in its market cap. Mike, I really wish you would come back and tell us what project you were talking about and how you know. Just drops in here and just says trash. I wonder if he was on the stream for like 3 seconds. But at least he didn't say I was trash. He just said the project's trash. And I appreciate him saying that if he actually knows something about it. So don't get me wrong. So bio token, Bio AI, launch with Bio, and you see AI over and over and over again. It is the hot narrative. That's why I think AI agents are certainly going to come back. Your gateway drug to decentralized science. Now, if you haven't heard of this niche or this category in crypto, decentralized science, here it is. It is definitely one to keep an eye out for. It is definitely one on the rise. Why not bring blockchain and decentralization to everything? Why not science, right? Why not all the people researching stuff? We could do it in a transparent way, since a lot of times people don't believe in the findings of a lot of the things that science and scientists say that they found. We'd have a way to maybe verify some of the things they're talking about. So the Bio protocol is DeSci's new financial layer engineered to commercialize the best science faster. I do like that. Driving biotech innovations through decentralized funding and coordination. The protocol lets anyone fund, develop, or govern tokens, scientific inventions, or universities, companies, and researchers worldwide. So maybe you could have that, invention. Oh, it says innovations. Sorry, I read that wrong. That happens towards the end of the stream. I'm getting tired here. Thought they were going to help you get your inventions up, but I guess that's not really science, huh? A platform for directed capital and talent to the most promising early stage science. So we got BioXP, this ignition sales, build on bio agents. So build on Bio's scientific AI agent platform and launch decentralized scientific agents. So talking about platforms, AI agents, and all of those things together, this one looks pretty good. As far as their website and stuff, okay, we haven't really deep dived it, and I haven't really seen where they come from and how long they've been around. So let's do that real quick. Let's look at the max chart. I believe it to be very new, January 3rd, 2025. So yes, very new. Of course, it's down 81.9% because all the people who got in before it was listed sold off immediately. And can you blame them? They might have been up 10, 20x on their money immediately. So they sold it, and then it's a race to the bottom. But it does have $290.4 million left in its market cap. So that's not too shabby. People are holding on, I think, and they're waiting for this thing to go up. The ones that didn't sell immediately, that is. Has 3.3 billion tokens in its max supply and only 1.9 billion out in its circulating supply. It looks like it is on Ethereum, Berachain, and Solana. See what their Twitter's looking like. So Bio Protocol, of course, is coming. Our first Bio agent launch. What you need to know. Sales last 24 hours. During this time, you'll be able to pledge Bio XP and commit Bio to participate. Your allocations will be determined at the end of the 24-hour period based on your pledged Bio XP relative. So it looks like you have to pledge some things, lock it up with them or something like that, and then they give you some coins or some position in the AI agent itself, most likely coins. So it will go live on open market trading almost immediately after the sale closes, and this is this Arbor AI. Hopefully I'm saying that right. So that's interesting. This was kind of like my bonus project that was a little unrelated to the Berachain, but was pretty cool. And here's all kinds of things they have coming up. Different DAOs. All right, with that, I'm going to go ahead and hop out of here. Please hit that like, share, subscribe. We will be back Monday through Friday, 8:30 New York time. I probably will do some weekend lives, but those are more hit or miss because I don't know yet. But Monday through Friday for sure. Have a good one. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you learned something about Berachain and its ecosystem. I will catch you on the next one. Crypto Ron out.